Okay, day 10 of our urban versus bush survival, the bush leg of our trip. And I'm just getting swarmed by native bees. I've got some honey here from the native bees, and I'll get to that in a sec. I've gathered some plant food here, and I'll get stuck straight into it. This is Cassia, or devil's twine. It's a hemiparasite, so it starts off life on the ground as a seedling, and then it starts to draw its nutrients from its host plant. In this case, a tea tree, or Leptospermum trinervium, flaky bark tea tree. And when this fruit, or this plant, is living parasitically from the tea tree here, it takes on some of its chemical constituents, and I use it as a throat lozenge. It's pretty amazing stuff. Alright, we've got the hakea here, the hakea seeds, and when these open up, or you can leave them on the fire, they'll open up a bit like a pippy. A couple of different species there. That one's from the needle bush. The little sharp leaves there will actually cure warts if you stick them into a wart. Pretty amazing stuff. So that's a bit of protein. Also a bit of protein in these wattle seeds. This is a sunshine wattle, or Acacia terminalis. I'll just eat some of those. Really nice. I'm not telling you guys to try any of this. Actually, I'm officially telling you not to go trying any of this. The honey, just for example. You know, people have severe allergic reactions to pollen, and this is absolutely chock-a-block full of pollen. And pregnant women should be careful too, in case their unborn child has an allergy to pollen. That's been known to happen, which would be absolutely terrible. So just a couple of things you've got to note when it comes to this sort of stuff. Please always be careful. So I've got a few different species of wattle. There's about 60 different wattle species in Australia, and 60 different wattle species on the Central Coast, or the Greater Sydney area, and around 400 around Australia. A couple of thousand around the world are occurring in other areas that were part of the Gondwana food chain, but it's a bit of a skill in opening them up. You don't want to get the flesh from the outside of the seed amalgamated, mixed with the seeds on the inside. Like, I'd probably leave that one because the outer skin is toxic. Okay, so I'd probably leave that one because they got squashed in a little bit, and those ones are all fair game as far as I'm concerned. So they're pretty good. A few of those there. Here's the myrtle leaf, acacia or myrtle leaf wattle. Good one to know, Acacia myrtifolia. Here's some native sarsaparilla, or Smilax glossophylla, that I've shown you in other times. The advantage of the native sarsaparilla is the fruit have got around 25 milligrams per 100 grams of vitamin C or ascorbic acid in them. About, a quarter of oranges. These fellas over here, the very sour native currants, have got between 30 to 60 milligrams per 100 grams, depending on which sample was tested. Really sour and high in vitamin C. Alright, G-bungs. This one looks alright. This is from the Persunia genus. This is a broadleaf G-bung. Nice flesh inside of that. It's got a lovely custardy flavour, and that's an absolute pearler in a survival situation. If you got really sick, it's got known antibiotic qualities in there. Well researched, so I'm not giving away any sort of indigenous knowledge that anyone can go and make money off. They probably already tried. Pointed out as being effective in treating golden staph infections, typhoid fever, and it's an anti-carcinogen as well. A fella told me recently they're not tucker, they're just medicine. I know a few different tribes that I've spent time with around Australia, indigenous people, that have eaten it as a food. In the outback they call them snotty gobbles. Here's a lance leaf G-bung, Persunia levis. This is Persunia lanceolata. And normally they've got a little point on the tip called a style. There we go. It's called a style. And that's one of the identifying characteristics of the G-bung, because there's about 98 different species and they all look pretty different as well. Alright, over to this incredible native honey, and I'm going to do a bit of a taste test on this. What I've done, we should really leave this out in the sun as much as possible. Created a bit of carnage. Look at this honey dripping down here. I won't waste this, because that's going to give us a real energy boost today. Full of vitamin D. They used to export this overseas to areas that had minimal sunlight for long periods, and they take this as a food to keep them going, supplement. Alright, let's see how the honey's going. Oh, beautiful. So I've left that a bit elevated, so when the heat gets into that, it drips down into a little plastic container. Sorry Benson, we're using your little doggy bowl at the moment. So we've got all that nice honey in there. Actually, I won't put that on my skin, I'll drink it straight up. That's so good, just what I needed. Well, day 10, we're surviving. Got plenty of tucker down here, and you know, mainly vegetarian at the moment, apart from the little poor bees that we've got in our mix here. But yeah, day 10, 4 days to go. We're going all right.